Life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Who am I? How did I get here? Why do I do the things I do? Ask yourself that. You got to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. You got to go beyond your best to achieve something you've never achieved before. If we want to change our situation, we have to change the mindset. Hello, everybody from around the world. This is Samson coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Hope everybody is doing well. So wherever you are today, I'm sure you're having a blessed day. If not, put all that stuff outside and hope that maybe we can spend the next 30 minutes to an hour sharing some knowledge, dropping some knowledge and information for all of you out there to help you in your business. So anyway, I'm very honored and happy to be here with all of you today. It's very exciting as today is another day for me to have the opportunity to contribute to all of your businesses and lives. So today, we're going to continue what we talked about last week about building your foundation. So we can consider today like a part 2. Now, being successful. I guess on a journey to being successful, I was looking for the shortcuts, the secrets, the things that are truth. That maybe I can say like the truth about how what we need and what we need to do to become successful. So last week I dropped a lot of bombs. I hope that at least you take one thing away from what I talked about last week to apply to your business so you can be more successful, right? Continue to be more successful on a daily basis in your business. And to be in business, it is a daily thing. I think like for me, it doesn't matter part-time or full-time. If you want to be on the road to success, every day you should do something, even if it's a little thing, to move your business forward. Okay, maybe talk to a few more people, maybe just commit half an hour to an hour if you're very part-time or more, or full-time. If you're going to do it quote unquote full-time, what are you going to do? If full-time was like a regular job, 8 hours a day, right? So what are you going to do with that 8 hours? So this past week, I listen to a lot of speakers all the time. And one point I would like to share with all of you, just as a gentle reminder, because we're all living it. Our lives is finite. It's within a certain amount of time. Now, if you look at the history of the universe, our time here is so small, so insignificant maybe, or maybe it's significant. The question is, what are you going to do with it, right? I saw an Instagram post recently where there was a board and it marked every day of your life if you were going to live to such and such age. And every day you can go to that board and cross it out. One day less, one day less, one day less, one day less. And count down to maybe 75, 80, 90, 100 years old. 120 maybe, you're in Jeunesse, right? So if you take a board and it had 120 years of check marks on it, and each day you cross one, you will see how much life you have left. Now, I thought that was pretty profound because most of us, especially nowadays, I think with social media, live inside our head. I mean, the way we look at the world, that's how it is. Our own perspective based on the things we have seen, experienced, learned, hear, copy from other people, opinion, just take it inside ourselves without going through, without thinking about it. Life is, our perspective is limited. And then, of course, all the stuff on social media, how the social media company makes money is, getting your time to look at their platform. So is it productive or not? Does it move you? Does it satisfy you? Does it create a passionate life for you? I don't know. It's all up to you guys. But I would say that, life is a finite time. And every day maybe every hour, every minute, every second, can be used to move in a direction, to create momentum, to build the life that you want. And, you know, I mean, this is not only about Jeunesse, it's about everything, right? Because Jeunesse is a business. Life is not only about the business, because, you know, hopefully that, you know, the business and the job that you work doesn't work you, you know, because you're trying to create a life, right? By creating more resources or money, right? So that hopefully that you have time. Just like a very wise man once said, you know, a reporter asked him, and this man is world famous. He said, "What do you think? What is the what do you think of how man lives? What is the human condition?" And this very, very wise man said, "Well, it's interesting that man work very hard, sacrificing their health, but only to take that money that they have earned to get their health back. And it's interesting that man work very hard, spend their time working very hard to have a living, but only in the end to realize that they never lived." Profound, right? Well, it's a reminder of priorities of, you know, we got to take inventory of our lives and what we really want out of it. So that's why, you know, every time I come on here, say, you know, it's my honor, it's my pleasure, and to contribute if I can, using my own experience and what I've learned, the ups and downs in life, and also through Jeunesse, that I can share with you what I found to be true in the journey to be successful in business, and of course, learning from my ups and downs in life, and also maybe a little bit about life. So anyway, enough about the philosophy, but actually it's knowledge. We can call it wisdom if we're going to have be particular about it, right? Philosophy, it's ideas, but if you haven't practiced it, it's not wisdom. Let's just put it that way. So last week, I talked about building the foundation of your business. Now, you know, in our industry, it's very similar across the board, what we need to do. So if for those of you who participated last week and also participated this week, well, you're going to get the full out on how to build the foundation in this industry, not only Jeunesse. Okay. So today I'm going to start by sharing with you then, you know, last week we talked about the basics, how to pique interest, invite, showcase the business, how to answer questions, overcome objections, and how to enroll them, and how to promote, and how to do edification. Very heavy hands-on, but I made a lot of points. So today we're going to keep moving forward. We're going to talk about the rules of the game. If life was, or this business is a game, or Simon Sinek called, it's an infinite game. That's a book that he wrote, Simon Sinek. So if you haven't heard of him, I highly suggest. He's the latest version of a well-known speaker who can clearly articulate leadership and business concept and a lot of things actually that we do in Jeunesse. Okay, it applies to life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start the PowerPoint. Here we go. Here we are. Okay. So in our industry, aside from what I talked about last time, there are rules, and these rules, let me tell you, it can apply to business, it can apply to life, it can apply to kids, it can apply to friends, it can apply to communities, because life, in a way, one perspective is, you know, it's about expectation. And last time I said, you know what, we live the story that we tell ourselves. So another way to say it, life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm sure many of you have heard, okay? So the golden rules in our business is like this. I mean, you know, to expand our business, we look for people who are interested maybe in consuming amazing technologies and products, or also or build a business, a real 21st century business model, online model that's global, right? I mean, over 100+ countries, right? So the business, I mean, this platform has changed many people's lives. But as we try to share, and I say try, right? Try to share what we know, what we have experienced. Many times it doesn't quite come across the right way or the right time, or the other party, maybe that they have no idea, just no idea at all, or very little information, or know nothing about the industry, have never experienced the product, never made money in our industry. Well, they wouldn't know. And if you catch them at a bad time, or maybe they're not at that point in their life when they're open, and you share with them anyway, well, we have some rules that you can go by that can guide you. Okay. So first rule is, as you go share, there's some people who will buy what you have, join what you're doing, and they want something there, but some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Next. Okay. So this is a very powerful, I guess we can call a theorem or axiom, a rule. Okay. That's how life is. There's no way you can have everybody you talk to. It's impossible to buy your product or buy your opportunity and start to work with you. It's impossible. And the people, some will, and that's it. So what's your point? What's the point here? Well, once you learn the process that I talked about last Thursday, how to pique interest, invite, showcase, answer the question, overcome objections, sign them up, and then enroll them and then also promote the next event. That's like just a wheel turn, and it's a process over and over and over and over and over again. Even when you get from the ranking, right? Anytime you share the information, that's the process. So it's very simple. It's very methodical. But a lot of times, especially if you're new in the business, and then people say, oh, I don't have time for this kind of thing. Oh, this thing is not real. Oh, have you made money yet? And they doubt you. They just haven't seen what you have seen. They haven't heard what you have heard. And maybe they're not even interested because they're busy doing something else. Let me tell you something funny, because once I realized, when I take a step back and realize what really happens when we share, and knowing this rule, some will SW, 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 SWN, some will, some won't, so what, someone's waiting, next. What I realized was this: the people that are so occupied with things that are not productive, okay, with things that doesn't get them anywhere, most of the time those people are closed-minded. And what I recognize is that successful people, the people that are doing well, they're actually very open. I mean, let's talk about financially, because if you have a lot of money, if you made that money yourself, you have certain confidence in your ability to make money, all right? Now, those people are more likely that they're open, or maybe it's even people that you want to seek advice from. So that's why those people would be open. Well, how about another stream of income? Cash flow, leverage, have other people work with you and for you, right? And global, that's the vision. Scalability, how big can it get? Oh, let's see, if you can build a market that services 7 billion people, yeah, pretty much, the upside is unlimited, as big as it can be, right? So, but the people, for example, that are struggling, there's two kinds. So one kind, when they're struggling, they want to struggle. They're not open-minded. They just want to save what they have. And let me tell you, I was one of those people. When my furniture business was not doing well in 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, I don't care what opportunity came to me. I thought to myself, well, I have no money, I have no time, because I'm trying to survive, trying to keep it going. I have employees, I have a rent to pay, taxes to pay. I cannot escape. There's a lot of pressure. I'm in the pressure cooker. There's no way out. So many people are not doing well, even though they seem they're doing well, they're not doing well. And like me at that time, I was not open. And I look back, oh, such a big mistake. If any of you out there had talked to me back then and said, you know what, Samson, I know how you feel. And I felt the same way. I have been in that position before. But you know what I found? You know what I'm talking about, people? Feel, felt, found, right? Well, you know what? If you never change what you're doing and it's not going anywhere, you don't see it, you don't foresee it changing in the short term or even long term or a year or two, how to expect to survive? You got to look for other sources of income, right? I would have said that to convince myself back in those years. But here's the thing. My point is this. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Next, there's a process, right? How to invite, how to showcase, again, how to answer questions, how to enroll them, how to promote the next event to them. Well, you don't have time to waste. You got to have, this is a very, can be a very simple and systematic business. You just got to open your mouth and go through the number of people. So for example, you know, at the beginning, when I first started in the industry, people say, you know what, if you were able to, you know, have 2 people out of 10 buy product, enroll in your business, that's very normal. That's average. The average person in our industry sponsors 2 people. And after that, they drop off. So imagine where you are. If you sponsor more than 2 people, you are already a superstar. You are a superstar. You just don't know it. Some of you, maybe you're destined to be a superstar. But your destiny is only based on the decisions that you will make going forward. All right. And hopefully that you have a vision and you move in that vision constantly, right? And that's how you will be successful. So, but this rule is very important. Value your time. Run them through the process over and over and over again. Sometimes you have to show people 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Nowadays with social media, a lot of people, they don't want to listen to the long thing. Well, for the people that are only committed, they're extremely interested, they will listen to the longer presentation. So you have to run little videos by them, you know, do a little chat with them, phone call, face-to-face, you know, show them the business many times before they say, hey, you know what, this opportunity has some quality, and then maybe you can give a little product to try. Then maybe they can consider more about the business. Another way is if somebody you know that has very good trust with you, well, it might be easier to enroll them because they trust you. Okay, they listen to you. You have influence over them. So that's how it is. So, but I would say in general, stick to the process that I've described quite a few times today. Second rule, those who think can do it, can't. Those who you think can't do it will surprise you. And I would say this, you know, like last week I talked about judgment. Don't prejudge anybody. You know, I don't care if they have money or no money, if they're very outgoing or not, or very shy. You never know, because I've seen it happen to me and other people over and over again. It just proves me wrong. And I am convinced. You know, in life, don't judge anybody because you don't know where they come from. You don't know what's inside them, right? Don't judge the book by its cover. It will surprise you. So that's what I mean. I mean, I've had people who I thought would never make it because they stuttered. I don't know how they're going to talk to people, but they do. And then end up making making enough monthly that surpasses their monthly salary at their job. So I've seen that happen. Okay, so this is a very important rule. Those who think can do it, can't. All right, those people who say, I'm going to come in, I'm going to make you a millionaire. Well, hopefully they learn the business and make themselves a millionaire first, right? Those who you think can't do it will surprise you. Okay, now, many times when you talk to people, there's some apples. So if people were apples, right? Red apples, green apples, rotten apples. Well, people are open, ready to go right away. They're open. We call them red apples. They're ripe. You know, they smell great. They're ready to go. They're excited, right? Green apples are the way, well, maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe I need more information. They're not quite there yet. Now, if you ever run into apples that are very mushy, right? You stick your hand in that pile, it's like all mushy and wet and you're like, oh, negative, run the other way. You don't have time. Remember I said some will, some won't, so what, someone's waiting. Next, move fast, okay? You don't have time for the negative people. And the other question is, do you want negative people in your business? That's the question. Remember, if you have a vision of being happy in your business, working with great people in your business, you build a huge team with great leaders, happy, and everybody's getting along and working hard. Do you need negative people? Because negative people can and will drag you and the whole business down. It doesn't take many. Okay, I have met people that the encounter was so negative, I did have a thought. I said, man, I don't want this person in my business. And you don't have to, right? You only want to, you can work only with people that you want to work with. Okay. Now, next, the question is, are you willing to go through the numbers? That is an important question. You know, some of you might go out there, talk to 10 people and not sponsor anybody, or nobody buy a product. And it might be 20 people. Well, let me tell you, many years ago, our presidential diamond, Kim Wee, she told the story of when she first started in network marketing. She has a very experienced sponsor who is a very sharp guy, know how to do presentation, how to overcome objections, and very good people skill. She brought 22 people. That's her first company. 22 people to see him. Nobody signed up. And she's like, man, is this thing working? Well, I mean, her sponsor said, well, I don't know about you, Kim, but I help other people sign up. It's just your people haven't signed up. Now, imagine if Kim had quit 20 plus years ago, after, at the 21st or 22nd person. She would not be where she is today, making a name for herself globally in the industry. Think about that. So all that you go through, it's meant to be, because those are the lessons that you will pass on to the people that you love and that you work with. So but the question is, are you willing to go through the numbers? You know what? It's worth it. Trust me. So what happens is in business, well, you have what it takes. Know that, because success can be learned. Absolutely. There are ups and downs, and that's normal. That's why highly recommend it to work closely with your sponsor or your other people and leaders in your team, so they can share and lift you up with their experience and confidence. Teamwork is very important. Trust, support, sponsor. Well, those are the most important things in our business, because most people get into our business first time in the industry. They don't know much, or maybe they came from another company, but they and maybe they have some experience. Well, experience in our industry from other companies are good and bad. I would suggest for the people who came from other companies to here, really reset themselves to zero and really have that open mind to learn all over again. Each company, each compensation plan, each product line, how to work the product line, how to work the compensation plan is different, each company, okay? Focus long-term, and long-term is really short-term, 18 to 24 months. Now, if you were able to change your life in 1 to 2 to 3 to 5 years, instead of working 40 years or 30 years or 20 years or 15 years, is it worth it? Of course, if the possibility was there. And the only question is your own decision and commitment, right? That can create the destiny that you want. So persist, be persistent and consistent. Like I say, every day do something, okay? And do a lot, as much as you can if you are serious. And we all come into this business with different levels of seriousness. Some people just treat it as a hobby, and what they'll end up making is just hobby money or no money. The people that take it seriously, they make it happen no matter what, okay? If I can do it, everyone can do it. If everyone can do it, that means you can do it. I mean, millions of people have done it, have made money through Jeunesse. Sacrifice and time and effort. Success does take a little sacrifice. To be honest, I don't know when was the last time I watched an NBA basketball game. I don't remember when's the last time I watched an American football game. I don't remember when's the last time. Well, I do remember, because I used to do a lot of spa and massages and everywhere I go, because it's relaxing from all the hard work and all that. But yeah, there are things that you sacrifice, but there's also other things you gain. All right. I mean, I've traveled to more than 40 countries on incentive trips, and also through the business where my team went. That's how it is. That's how the business can be when you're on a global platform. So take massive productive action. And number one, the word you have to pay attention to is massive. You'll be surprised what you can do with 1 hour of interrupted time that you spent in your business. If you have 2 hours of interrupted time, oh, you're doing things like 8 hours a day of work from a normal job. And let me tell you, for those of us that made it, we've had experienced incredible productive days, massively productive days. When, for example, when we travel, that from 5 a.m. in the morning to 11 or 12 o'clock or 1 or 2 o'clock at night, packed with meetings, talks, events, coaching, answering questions, meeting potential partners, meeting special meetings, one-on-one or two-on-one, or small group meetings. It could be breakfast, lunch, and dinner also, plus snack in the middle. We've done all that. Imagine if you were able to be so productive, for so many hours in one day, at the same time enjoy it because you know you're bringing value, you're helping people, you're creating your own success. Imagine that. That's what we have done. And one thing I would still remember, and to this point is very important, is that when I first got into the industry, I had no idea how much time I need to spend on my business to create the income that I wanted. Because my sponsor at that time did not show me that. But you know what happened? In Jeunesse, I wanted so bad. I don't care. I ask questions, I follow, I stick with my leaders and sponsors to make sure I'm working, that I'm learning, that I'm doing productive things. And that's what any of you can do. If your sponsor is not that active, ask them who is the leaders in the team, and you want to get at least 3 phone numbers that can support you in your business. Now, this is a very valuable tool, okay? And you want it bad enough that you let your ego go and be vulnerable and just ask, okay? There's no wrong questions in my opinion. And at the same time, when you create your own success, you can change someone's life as a byproduct. And that's what happened. And you know, the bigger the team, the bigger the sales, and the more money you make. It's that simple. So it's a win-win-win situation. It's about leadership. So now, a very important part of building the foundation is building your business with events. Do you want it fast or slow? And this picture actually is how we started in a Denny's, like a family restaurant, like very average family restaurant. I remember when we first started September 9, 2009, we booked the restaurants once a week, and Kim would come in, buy the food, and, of course, she buy the food, pay for the event, and also speak, okay? So that's how we started. She did a lot. I mean, and she paid for her own travel, just like any of you would do, okay? And events build the business. I mean, events about being together, phone calls, 3-way calls, one-on-one, two-on-one, coffee shops, using tools online nowadays, local meetings, a lot of local meetings started actually. Our great leader in Toronto, Canada, Dennis Chow, sent me some pictures last night of the in-person opportunity they had with a projector, with guests, and they started up again in Canada, and it started up again in California, started up again, and all over the US and globally. And in Malaysia, I was getting pictures from Lily Yap. Okay, so it's starting. Take advantage of it. Go hard at it. Is bring the fire back. The fire is not about Jeunesse. It's about you, the potential, the hope, the possibility, the passion, the fun, right? So it's fun. So of course, webinars like this, we have opportunity and training, and then private business reception where you have your own private meeting, maybe at a clubhouse in your neighborhood, or maybe at your home, conventions that we have. So it's quite amazing. This is how to, and you got to promote it. I talk about promoting, edifying these events, who's going, right? And because that's how it works. And imagine, your job is to sell events. And how you do that? Look, there's the 5 events, more meeting mean more money, okay? But look, who's going to be there? Who can people get excited about? Even if they don't know them, tell the story about that person, like Kim Hui. Oh, she's an entrepreneur. She used to work corporate, big, huge Fortune 500 companies as an accountant. Then she fell on hard times because of layoff, and she fell into the industry. And from there, now she's one of the top distributors in the world in our industry. Her knowledge and passion, she's there. If you really want to see how the business is, you must meet her. And you know me, I'm always looking for how to be successful. So, and my idea is that if I can just learn one thing from what somebody successful said that can change my life, change my vision, change the way I look at things, yeah, I would definitely invest the time. It's worth it. And I'll pick you up. Let's go together. That's how I promote. Okay, you got to promote hard like that, because you got to promote the value. Who's going to be there? What are you going to do for them? How can we gain from that event? Why would we invest the time? How is it worth it? That's what you say, right? So more meetings you have, the more meetings you have scheduled for yourself. Now, hopefully you caught that. I said, the more meetings you can schedule. A lot of people, they forget. You can schedule your own event, right? Like at a coffee shop or a phone call or a Zoom. You can schedule your own event. And the more appointments that you have, the more money you make. Now, let's say, for example, you get your friend or acquaintance on the phone, they agree to meet up. You might drive there, and hopefully before that, you send them a little bit of information, like maybe videos of the company, the travel, the excitement, the events. If you a product that you've been using, a few of those videos so they can look at it. By the time you meet up with them, they have a little bit of idea what you're talking about. And then you present a business opportunity to them and the products, and go from there. Well, it might take you maybe 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour to drive to a place. Maybe you have to buy a drink to meet up and talk, maybe for an hour, hour and a half. And maybe they're enrolled. Buy a package and then you make some fast start money. Well, then you recognize that, it takes me time to go there. Of course, you want them to prepare. You want them to know the purpose of the meeting, what it's really about. That makes enrolling so much easier. Okay, and then you talk to them for an hour and a half. Then you drive home back, maybe 15 minutes to an hour. So your investment is like 3 hours, right? 3.5 hours to make that money in the fast start bonus. Okay, depending on the package that they buy. So there's not much difference between a basic package to a supreme package to ambassador package, or ambassador plus package. Not really, but in terms of the time that you spend. But the value of the package is important, because very few people I found ever do anything after buying a basic package. It's more of the supreme, ambassador pack, and etc. Okay, and because it's investment. If people don't invest in their own life, why would they do anything? Think about that, right? So I'm sure most of you on the webinar already bought a bigger package, so that you are committed, right? It's like, why do people quit so easily in our business? Well, if we were open McDonald's nowadays, it would cost $3 to $4 million to open one McDonald's. Imagine you spent that kind of money. Are you going to give up the first day if nobody walks in the door? A month later, if nobody walks in the door, are you going to give up? No, because your investment is so huge. But in our industry, the investment is so little. So that's why people say, I know it's only a couple $100. I lose that in Vegas anyway in one hand, right? But really, it's about priorities and commitment. It's about value. Now, so going back to what I was saying, well, when you bring the people, okay, to you and you meet them up, it takes time. How you can be more productive? Look, those one-on-one appointment or two-on-one appointment with your sponsors there or your leader there, it's important, and it's a chance for you to learn. As you progress in a business, let's say you do, I would say do, minimum 10 of them to 20 of them, because you will learn. That's the quickest way you learn. So if each meeting is also learning for you and making money opportunity, well, how many meetings a day would you have if you were going to go through 20 meetings? Okay, if you do 4 meetings a day for 5 days, that's 20. Is that fast? Yeah. And it just within 1 week, you can learn a lot about the business if you move that fast. Now, some of you might drag it out to a month to meet 20, to have 20 appointments. Some of you might drag it out to 3 months, 6 months, and have 20 appointments, or maybe only 10 appointments, or 5 appointments. And you wonder why you're not making money. Well, that's the reason. It's that simple. So I talk about massive productivity, right? Take massive productive action. That's what I'm talking about. Is with the events. Now, today we're 25 minutes more max, okay? But what I want to talk about today is one more subject I haven't talked about before, okay? Well, You know, when you go to a movie theater, and I'm sure all of you've been to a movie theater, right? It's a big screen. You walk into the theater, you know, it's maybe lined with fabric velvet, so it's very soundproof. Yeah, and you're walking into there, and they have fancy posters of other movies and a lot of lights blinking, fancy cutout cardboards of Spider-Man, right? Or what's the next movie coming out? I don't know, Doctor Strange is coming out. But when you go to a movie theater, there's an atmosphere, right? There's an ambience, right? So you walk into the theater itself, the seats are lined up a certain way, the lights are dim, the walls are dark color, it's festive in a way, maybe multiple colors, you know, not a lot of lights, but just enough. And when you talk, it seems so quiet in there, right? So and then the movie's on, the screen is bright, it's IMAX or Dolby, whatever special sound they have, and you're excited about going to the theater. Now, no matter what, during the last 2 years of the pandemic, you can't go to the theater, so maybe you're watching movies from your TV at home, right? Maybe 40-inch, 50-inch, 55-inch, 60, 65, 75, 85, 100-inch. But you notice something, it's not the same. So what's the difference? It's the atmosphere. It's the atmosphere. The theater created an atmosphere. No matter how you watch a movie at home, it's not as good as you see it in a theater. Now, if you're still listening to me, if you agree with me, type yes in the chat. Okay? You need an atmosphere. You need to create an atmosphere for your business, for your event. Now, yes, okay. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Flower of Life. Hello. Okay, Paula Fitness. Ha ha ha. Lin, hello, hello. Okay. Elaine. Okay, yes. Now, so if you think about it like Paula, there's a lot of Zumba. It's an atmosphere. You know, before you walk into the class, you hear the music go, choo, 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 choo. You know, you're going to go in there like, you know, you're going to work out, right? You're going to be pumped, right? Now, imagine that you go to Paula's class and she's playing like Celine Dion, right? and it's like, going very slow, but it's like a ballad, you know, that the song from the Titanic is playing. You're like, okay, how are we going to do Zumba now, right? It's an atmosphere, right? Now, here's the thing. In this business, how you create the atmosphere, number one is you. You create the atmosphere through your physical expression, like a smile, the way you dress, what you carry, how you walk. Do you display confidence or lack of? When you talk, do you have belief? Or you have a lot of doubt? Do you stutter? Are you nervous? Right? It starts with you. You start to create the atmosphere, and you bring this atmosphere with you everywhere. So that's why it's always good to leverage, right? A point, okay? Success, very important point. Leverage, that means bring your sponsor along, bring your leader along with you when you go meet other people, okay? So create that atmosphere, all right? That seriousness or that excitement, right? So the atmosphere is first, it comes from you. Second, is from your surroundings, the people who are there, right? For example, the surroundings. It's like the venue that you go to, is it appropriate? Like I remember when I first started in the industry, and we talk about, you know, having meetings at home, right? We can't absolutely do that, but you got to have the atmosphere, right? You got to have the physical area besides yourself, right? The excitement of doing a presentation, or maybe it's your house and you're starting, you invite a bunch of people. Wow, you know what? They're going to come together, maybe have a little drink, a little hors d'oeuvre snack, nothing fancy, right? So people don't get too full and they don't get too drunk. Okay, water is good, juice is good, a little soda, but be healthy, maybe less soda, maybe, you know, carrots and dressing with some celery or no, some fruits or whatever, something light, right? So it's not just, yeah, it's a social thing, but at the same time, you know, they come to look at it, you know, what you're doing. You create the atmosphere, right? Move the furniture in the right way. You don't want to set it up and then, oh, once everybody get there, then you have to find the space to get it done. Create the atmosphere, right? Oh yeah, Marella says, your energy introduce you before you even speak. That's right, absolutely, right? So create the atmosphere, be prepared, okay? So a lot of that, it does come from inside. Then it comes from the serious side. Oh, you know what? I got to make sure everything is right when I have my home opportunity meeting to share what I'm doing. Or maybe it's a big hotel and we got to get everything prepared. You know, have the ushers, have a greeter at the front, 1 or 2 greeters, have people sign in, that have ushers to show people where to sit so people don't like walk around the whole time while the speaker is speaking. You know, maybe they came late. You know, have all the chairs lined up in orderly fashion, right? Have the projector, computer screen, maybe a product setup for all the products. Maybe have some banners up, have a video playing before it starts. It's all atmosphere. And when people are friendly at the meeting, it makes it so much easier. Oh, this is a friendly group. Oh, this is such and such. And you leverage and you introduce people that you know to the person that you brought, your guest. Oh, this is such and such. And they have, oh, they're an accountant. Oh, this is such and such. They're a firefighter. Oh, this is such and such. Oh, they're engineer. And then that person kind of opens up and relax, right? No matter if they're outgoing or shy, right? Because you're taking the lead, right? So it creates the atmosphere. And again, it comes from you. Now, if you brought a guest and you are shy about it, if you don't edify people, you're not excited about it, how are they going to be excited? If you're not excited, why would they be excited, right? So the atmosphere, okay? And you know what? You know, imagine, you know, when I first started in the industry, Kim said, hey, Samson, you're really tall. Why don't you go up to why don't you become a speaker, okay? So I'm like, okay, let me study all the information. I got to get it perfect, right? I'm like, I'm a good student. I mean, in college and in school, right? High school, etc. So I like to study and be very prepared. Well, I would go exactly like the flow. Kim would come in and do the second half about the compensation plan because she gets excited about making money. Well, what happened was that people sign up no matter who do the presentation, even me. I start doing, you know, parts of the presentation. I was making a little money. But you know what happened? People still sign up. Now, when I first started in the industry, unfortunately, most of those people were not on my team. I had very few people or nobody at all. I was still doing the presentation. But you know, the atmosphere that we created, well, it wasn't the speaker, obviously. I was just telling them information and a few stories. I was just one part of the atmosphere, but people sign up, right? People bought product. People become distributors. So in our business, the atmosphere that we need to create, obviously, is a positive one that we have confidence in, and we create an atmosphere of trust, right? Create atmosphere of fun, passion, excitement, dreams, hopes, change, because that's what opportunity represents, possibilities, right? So you know, it starts with you. In a way, it could be like it can flow out of you like living water, right? Water is good. Yeah, in Chinese, water means money. Okay, life actually, for example. All right. So it starts with you, this atmosphere, and you have the right atmosphere. Growing your business is so much easier, right? And maybe it's a conversation. If you still don't understand what I'm saying, it's okay. Talk to your sponsor, talk to your leader. When I go meet people, when I talk to people, how do I create the atmosphere? It's not like you get on the phone, you know, your kids are screaming in the background and you're trying to, you know, tell them about, you know, the business. They're not going to get it. Or maybe you call them at a time and they're busy with their kids and the right atmosphere is not there. So why continue, right? So I hope I gave you some good points, because it is about the atmosphere. It's like about your presence, how you are, and the energy that you bring to them, how you make people feel, the vibe, right? That's how it is. So in this business, remember, it's a people business. It's all about how we interact with them. Okay. So if it's true, type 100 in the chat. Okay. If you think it's true, type 100. Right. I experienced this over and over and over again. And look, pre-pandemic, Jeunesse was like an event machine. The events were amazing. I mean, I've been to some events like, including of course, all over the world, including US, but I was so impressed when going down to the Jeunesse Stadium in Brazil. It's like a rock concert. They actually hire like an amazing, famous singer who's like the Lady Gaga of Brazil, right? And I go to Hong Kong for Hong Kong University or in Macau, and the event is at a concert venue. Many singers go there to do a concert. And for those of you who've never seen, if you look at some of the event videos from Jeunesse online or sharejeunesse.com, it's like a concert, right? I was actually going through one of my videos today on YouTube, and it was at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. And at that time, there's a hurricane, but we still had like 15, 16,000 people there. And the stage was round, so it's 360. It's like a concert. Just imagine that. Now, whatever excitement, whatever experience you've already had in the business, you know, you have it in you to bring that energy forth, to bring that atmosphere. And same thing, if you don't have that yet, or rather you haven't experienced that yet, you know what? Bring your sponsor, bring your leader with you who has, and they will bring the atmosphere with them. Because let me tell you, once you travel, once you've seen how hungry people are from all over the world, man, you know, you realize I shouldn't have spent so much time with this person. You know, no matter how I want to convince them, they never sign up, never join the business, never buy product. You realize that, man, I've been wasting all the time. I should have realized it earlier. Just keep going through the numbers and only find people who are excited, who are ready to go, who are energetic. Think about your vision. If you're going to be successful, who are you going to be successful with? Because it's a team business. Who are your leaders, right? What kind of people are they? Where are they going to come from? Why do you think they would join, right? Or do the business with you and become successful? What would motivate them, drive them? It's a question that first, I thought, in my opinion, because I had to experience it, we have to ask ourselves first. Second, then once we can figure it out within ourselves, it's so much easier to have a little bit more compassion, to have a little bit more sympathy for somebody else who's looking for something. Money, time freedom, less stress, you know, can provide more for family, can provide more for other people, maybe have a mission to travel and change people's lives, have a lot of fun, whatever it is, right? Well, I cannot tell you, I guess in a way, you know, how fortunate I feel to have all of you with me on this journey, because you know what we experience now, it is what it is, and how good it can be, we don't know yet, because life, it is what each of us make it to be. So if it's not Jeunesse, if it's not life, it's other things. You gotta have fun, you know, like my friends in Hong Kong, you know, Harris Tang, Vincent Wong, Vicky, and Vicky Nai and Patrick Tang, they are people who loves to have fun. I mean, that's the main thing. They're in the business. They love making money, but also they love to have fun more. I think more than they like making money, but that's an opportunity. So, but that friendship that they build, you know what? I mean, I'll just put it out there because they have shared with me that what their dreams is that they all retire, buy a piece of land, build houses next to each other, okay, and live next to each other when they get old. That's how you know the business can be. And this is not about money, but it's about life. So, well, anyway, so today I hope you got some points out of it. The atmosphere that you creates also your success, and that's one of the things. It's not tangible, but it comes from inside, because success, what they say, is an inside job. That's how it is. It starts with you. Leadership starts with you, not directing. You're no director until you know what to do and how to direct and how to coach, how to have people, how to lead. So, well, folks, that's my talk today. Hope you got something out of it about building your foundation to the business, because all I have talked about today are things that I wish I knew the first day I started in this business. You know, some people, they make it happen. Some people, they watch it happen. Some people, they don't know what happened. Okay, that was kind of like me the first 2 years in the industry. I realized, you know what? I saw Kim help people become millionaire. I was just not one of them at that time. So when we started Jeunesse, my commitment to myself was, I'm going to make it happen. You know, I don't know when, I don't know how, but I'm just going to go do it. My commitment, my decision to empty myself at 40 years old at the time, say maybe the first 40 years of my life, I didn't really learn anything to move me into the life that I want. So that means nothing, zero, started from scratch. Sometimes it takes that much. So I hope you got something out of this today. Like I said, today I share with you, and last week I shared with you things I wish I knew in 2006 when I got into the industry. And then I started to apply a little bit at a time and learn to apply better and better and better in our platform, our current platform. So thank you so much for all of you. I wish many blessings for all of you. Just wherever you are, however you are, tomorrow can always be better. The sun always comes up. All right. So God bless. I will talk to you next time in the near future. And, Sunday, North American time, nighttime, Monday in Asia time. And don't forget to check. I think it's daylight savings time, it's adjustment back to daylight saving time in certain areas. Double check the time. So thank you very much. Take care, folks. Take care.
If you see something for yourself, get back to the person who shared this video with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the official USGS YouTube channel to receive future videos.